This is the Gleaner's Corporate Coffee Mornings, and our guests are NCB's Group Managing Director, Mr. Patrick Hylton, and NCB's Dennis Cohen, and your titles are twofold. You're in charge of Group Finance as well as Group Deputy Managing Director.
That's correct, thanks.
Wow, that's a whole lot on your plate, Mr. Cohen.
A sign of the times.
Okay. No, Mr. Hylton, I see where you have the awesome responsibility of being a part of the oversight committee that has been set up to monitor exactly how we handle ourselves through this agreement with the fund. How has that been going, and how does it reflect, let's say, on the banking sector generally?
So Barbara, when I look at it, I don't focus so much on the agreement with the fund. I look at it philosophically, I frame it as Jamaica's economic program. Because it's really about Jamaica and taking Jamaica to the next level of development, out of some of the problems and challenges that we have to the next level that we want to get to. And so I feel very privileged, of course, to be a part of the Economic Planning and Oversight Committee. As I said, it's a big responsibility, it's one we take seriously. I must say that having served on the committee, I am impressed, quite frankly, with the progress that we have made so far in terms of implementation of the program. I know it is a difficult program, but we need to understand we're in dire economic circumstances, and so there's no easy fix.
Is it going to get any worse, or would that be taking tails out of school at this point?
I don't anticipate it getting any worse, so to speak. What I'm saying is that the progression from where we were to where we want to be is not going to be a painless progression.
Wow.
I'm also saying that what I have seen from where I sit, which in many respects one would say is a privileged position, is that there is serious commitment to the program, that there is a real effort to make sure that the requirements of the program are met,
right, and
where appropriate are exceeded. And I think that there is significant commitment. I will also say, as the EPOC, the independent members of the EPOC have said in our statements to the general public, that there have been components of it which have left us a little bit of concern, but we see where they are being addressed. And so, quite frankly, up to this point in time, I must say, speaking for myself, that I think that it has progressed just about as well as we could expect in all the circumstances.
All right. You have the largest loan portfolio. Are you happy with the rate of how you get back returns on those loans? Are your customers keeping up with meeting their responsibilities on time, or do you have problems?
Well, first I'd say I think we're very happy with what has happened in our loan portfolio. Our loan portfolio has actually grown just over 25% year over year, in keeping with the targets. As a matter of fact, in many instances, exceeding our targets. While we're growing the portfolio, we're also cognizant of the risks associated with the rapid growth in our loan portfolio. So we're putting in place the relevant controls to ensure that credit losses are maintained. As a matter of fact, over the past year, we've done quite a bit in pretty much implementing an enterprise risk framework. We've also boosted our collections efforts, and we're ensuring that apart from growing the portfolio, we're putting in the other mechanisms to ensure that we're growing and growing our portfolio responsibly. And so far, I think we're fairly happy. We're quite happy with the growth. I think historically, we have had concerns about the concentration in government paper, and I think the growth in the loan portfolio helps us to rebalance the portfolio, which I think is important. And it's important to the overall growth of the economy, because the fact is that our role in ensuring that liquidity and financing gets to the relevant sectors is achieved. And I think the growth in the loan portfolio is evidence that I think we're actually succeeding on that mission.
So given the economic climate, people are still borrowing for houses and cars, or is that down?
Well, I think there is still quite a bit of borrowing, certainly on the consumer side. That continues, I'd probably say unabated, albeit probably slowing down a bit. We're encouraging loans on the SME side. We continue to push because we recognize the importance of ensuring that the SMEs get access to financing. And I think early in our discussion, we made reference to other programs that we're putting in place to ensure that sector gets the kind of support that's important.
Okay, that's kind of dreary. What about the NCB Foundation? I know that is very active and Christmas is coming. Is the foundation doing anything special, significant for Jamaica?
Well, the foundation, as you know, Barbara, has a couple of areas of focus, right? One of them is education.
Right.
Another one of them is the social responsibilities in terms of building communities.
Right.
Another one is sports and so on. I think the foundation has been excelled in the field of education. Just recently, we had our annual exercise where we granted over 200 scholarships to students across various tertiary institutions and so on. We continue to push hard in the foundation in terms of making a meaningful impact. The foundation is really our philanthropic arm.
Right.
And as you know, we are a big organization, a big corporate player. We see ourselves as having a big responsibility in terms of helping to develop the communities in which we serve. And the foundation has been doing a great job in facilitating that. And so the focus of the foundation continues in that regard. We have a number of programs planned. Some are under execution. And I would say watch the space to see some more as they're unveiled.
Thank you, Mr. Hylton, Mr. Cohen. This has been the Gleaner's Corporate Coffee Mornings. We're coming to you from the CPJ, our major sponsor, and this morning's coffee was provided by Jablum.